Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Soul and Grace podcast. Hello, and happy October, every goddamn one. How are y'all doing on this fine, lovely October afternoon for me, but day, whatever? How you doing? Okay. I get it. I don't know about y'all, but wherever you are, it might not be as cool as I've almost remember it being normally around this time, but at least here in Denver, we had actually the beginning of the week actually started off pretty cool, but now it's summer during the daytime and then it's fall at nighttime. It is a bit exhausting, but nonetheless, we here. But yeah, I hope you're having a wonderful day, a lovely week. There's the things that are out of our circumstances. So when I am asking how you guys doing, I hope for the most part that my listeners and future listeners are almost thinking and really like questioning how they are or telling me how they are outside of like groceries being high and all the regular things. You're not the only one dealing with it, baby. Welcome back to another episode, or welcome to a new episode for the week. I'm not gonna take up too much of y'all time today. Quick catch up, what's been going on. Lots of I guess coming out of a lot of up and down. I think I told y'all that last episode. Just finding balance in life, baby. That's what we're doing right now. A lot of big changes have been going on and just all the things. Oh, maybe if I turn this way, if you're watching on YouTube, I don't want to take my glasses off. My blue light glasses, of course, these ain't my regular glasses, but I just look so good in them. Fun fact, all my siblings, besides the one that lost her glasses on purpose and just refuses to ever have them ever again, and me, everyone else has glasses. I don't have glasses. I can see, thank God. Now I can see, thank God, but I've always been just the slightest bit of jealous because I would have looked good in some damn glasses now. I would have looked too good. But no, gotta have it for this week just because I guess and we'll talk about it later on in the episode. Right now there's not really anything new that I'm buying. Everything that I've put in the gotta have it or like reference to, I use it and I just kind of stick with it. So things are pretty good. I know I'm working on my nighttime routine. I'll talk about a little bit. I don't know, should I just talk about it now? Maybe so, because it's not necessarily a gotta have it. It definitely is like one of the major changes that I'm going through right now. My sleep routine is not shit, but like it is a little bit. Pero I just there's two things. There's like an invader in my bed most of the nights. And then the other nights is simply, I am a night owl, and with my profession and just being my own boss and manager, like being my own job for so long, I have always been like a late night girly. Since I've turned 30 the last couple of months, I've noticed that my body, there's not a lot of big changes that I've noticed, but when I'm ready to go to sleep, I need to go to sleep. Also, I need at least 7 solid hours of sleep at night. Or it just is not, it don't look good for nobody. It don't look good for it doesn't look good for me in the morning, right? And how I want to represent. I am in so many ways a morning person, but also very much like, please don't say more than 20 words to me before 10 a.m. I know it's strange, but yeah, don't say more than that to me because I'm just not ready. Actually, my phone is already set up to be on do not disturb um until about 10:30 or 11 or something. My iPad and my cell phone are on do not disturb. That took some time to establish in a way where I wasn't, not that I wasn't, because I still doom scroll in the morning. That's just something that's so hard to break yourself out of the habit of constantly taking your phone to the bathroom, doing all those things, especially when you are on call most of the time, or the morning is the only time you really get to sit with your emails and stuff. So that has taken some adjusting for me. But for the most part, The only way I'm winning with not taking my phone to the bathroom with me is like I just try to make the whole bathroom trip shorter because my bathroom is my sanctuary and I love to sit on my toilet and doom scroll. I mostly say all of that to say there's not really a gotta have it because I'm in a space right now where I am simply figuring out my nighttime routine. I think every other area is like somehow organized or finds its way together for me during the day, but my nighttime routine could be so much better. So yeah, a lot of the herbs and stuff that I've referred, like I'm just making sure I stay on top of those things so that I can get my 7 to 8 hours of sleep, because doing training and doing all that stuff, trying to be there at 5:30, 6:30 is like I can't go to sleep at 12 from binge watching the big ass blue screen and moving over to that. No, is not as easy as it seems. Also, like a lot of times I think sometimes also I believe that we will chunk up any little sleep interruptions to like things that don't even matter. Like it is the phone, it is the screen. It's like you got to give your brain and your eyeballs a rest and some time to rest for the day. When we are surrounded by blue lights, all the things, I use my ring light flashing in my eyes, all the things. So that's just where I'm at, especially the last few weeks, reworking my damn sleep routine. It's so important, and I think that's part of like that frontal lobe being developed. I need my sleep. I need it because I can go, or I am really say if I have any projects or anything that I know, any big events during that week or whatever, I have found that I do not sleep good at all when my body, or at least my brain, is remembering all the tasks that I need to complete for that next day or week. I'm reworking my sleep routine, and I'll probably do a YouTube video kind of like showing how I am, like my progress on my sleep routine, just simply because I think everybody has seen like the basic YouTube shower, blah, all of these things, but like my sleep routine is a little different, or what I'm trying to establish, and the most important part is getting away from the doom scrolling in bed, before bed, or I don't know. I don't really watch a lot of TV immediately before bed. Usually I'm done watching TV maybe 9 or 10, depending on if I'm up with my partner. It just depends on the things, right? Or it depends on a couple of things. But for the most part, it's the damn phone where I will doom scroll. Ironically enough, like the last episode I didn't have my iPad. My iPad has been in my drawer for about a month or so, just completely powered off. So yeah, I don't know. I'll talk about device and overconsumption and all that shit. Yeah, I got the addiction too. What's your addiction? Is it money? Is it girls? Is it weed? Oh, Kanye. I miss old Kanye. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into Soul Search because I don't want to make this a long episode. This episode is almost like a catch up because I've been doing the last couple of episodes were very much blah 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 about structuring our life, but I love to throw in these random episodes and we're gonna touch on a couple of things. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into Soul Search. My damn. You know what? I completely forgot the self-love deck. I completely forgot. So we'll walk into Soul Search with that because as you guys know, we're at the end of the year, last quarter. Almost last quarter. No, last quarter. So yeah, self-love deck. Watched episodes before. Stay connected with yourself. Self-love. Pow. And I got my little pumpkin. Y'all can't see my little light. My flare light is orange, but you can't see that. Let me go ahead and pull this self-love card. We're going to pull from the future. We're going to pull from future just because the future is right around the corner, if we've been for real. I have not really thought much about 2026 personally myself. And I don't know. This might be the first year that I'm not necessarily worried about the next year. And I'm pretty sure it more so has to do with the fact that the world on the outside, even not like what I see on a day-to-day may not reflect what the news and shit, but like there's a lot of big changes happening around us, and I'm just trying to stay level-headed and just present in the now. Very much present in the now. Why is the number 2 in the number 3? So the cards look like this. Level 3, and level 3 is our future. What are you freeing yourself from? That is... I don't like that glare. But what am I freeing myself from right now? Currently, what I'm freeing myself from, or what I'm currently working on anyways, is simply just becoming overly obsessed with what I have not done. Life is good right here, right now. Let me focus on my projects that I got going on right here, right now. And another way for me to explain that, where other people understand, is like, a lot of people struggle with anxiety. I started therapy not solely off of that, but we touch on that, But the thing with being overly anxious is like, there are so many other things that come into play than just like our interactions with people or our relationships with people. One of those things is your sleep. Another big factor is your food. Another big factor is the content that you're seeing. We're constantly scrolling. Sometimes I wish they would find another way to, like an opposite way to scroll, where it's not just like, because now, your eyes are constantly just flicking up and down, your hands constantly flick. Like, we need a diagonal swipe, bring back side swipe. That's not just for dating apps and things like that, but we're just constantly thinking about the things that need to be done or whatever. That is something I am currently freeing myself from. As we get into Soul Search for this week, I wanted to talk about easing into the end of the year, essentially, and not getting distracted. Now, last episode, we talked a lot about the great lock-in. Well, we talked about the great lock-in and why I will be approaching it differently and all the things. Go listen to that episode if you have not. I wanted to talk about easing in the fall and not getting distracted, because there's so much pressure if you are analyzing and looking back at your life and actually taking the time to go back and reflect on what you didn't and what you did get done so far for this year. Now, you all know I turned 30 back in July. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And while it's been so freeing, because obviously you see the material, you see it. So freeing and super exciting in that way. Like, no, you're not old and decrepit and out of touch with yourself in life, even though you can be whatever age and be out of touch with life, not just 30. We talked about that last episode. Since I have turned 30, one symptom, besides, I can't say maybe PMS has gotten a little more visible. I feel like that was just more visible after I had a child, and once I finally did get my cycle back, it was just like, I know when it's getting close to that time of the month. Turning 30, more so, when women say that they just don't give a no more, I completely understand it. My body has more so been saying, no, that's not for me, or that's not for us. You need to get rid of it, get it out of your life. I'm trying to think of other ways to express how this feeling feels. This avatar cannot get jiggy with nothing that is not aligned with it. From the food, I really have to avoid gluten and dairy. I have to. And since getting older, my body says more. It just makes me get acne. It makes my armpits super puffy, all of these things. So it's just really not good for me. One, gluten and dairy is in everything, sprinkled in here and there. I know it's not for me, so I'm just leaving it alone. And my body wants to respond to everything that way. And it's been a little hard to deal with. And you guys know I spend a lot of time with my best friend, or way more time than we usually would spend in a year, this past summer, and we both kind of have those same sentiments about life right now. What all can I do to bring so much ease to my everyday? What can I do? Recently, she is going back to college for a new program, doing all of these things, and she stopped gardening. One, because the job that she wants to get, she can't really garden on. And that's really the main reason. But for me, I've shared my I don't want to call them struggles, my ongoing progress with um lowering my consumption. And it has been a huge adjustment, but it's really nice to have, like, I know I have a lot of people that I talk to that feel the same way, but to have like a best friend I can talk about that with. But to hear and have a friend and like both of us, one, she's already walking in it, like she just went cold turkey. To see someone just say, yeah, I know it won't serve who I'm going to be, I love that. I love that for her. I love it for me. It's super motivating. Now, I'm not completely done, but again, just more so bringing this up to talk about the bad habits, And in order to bring your life ease, you got to get rid of the damn bad habits. You got to really just decide like you're done. It is a tough route and journey to decide like you're done with something. So kudos to you if you're in a process of doing that, because it takes time and it takes motivation. You have to be your number one motivation on why you don't want to do certain things. I know for myself, like one of the reasons it's been so hard to stop gardening is because while at some point it was like I needed to garden to get through the day, I think it has just become, now it's less of my routine, but it used to be something I would need to do before, after, boo, 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 roll it up. It's hard to let go of the bad habits that don't necessarily feel like bad habits, because it's never hindered what I want, how I'm gonna get it, what I'm gonna do. Also, I think it is hard to shake bad habits when you haven't had anyone complain about you in that habit at all. And then living in a state where it's acceptable almost can be something. It's nice to have people that are going through that same phase as you, as trying to create new habits, create new routines for themselves, and just establish some type of order. You don't need a super strict schedule, but you need a little order in your life. I am somebody who cannot function with too much order. I want to go against it so bad. Everything that is in the rule book, I want to skip it. I want to go around it. I don't necessarily want to cheat, because I am willing to learn and work to understand things, the world, whatever it is. I can do that. In order to have that ease, you got to bring a little order. So the next thing I wanted to talk about, after talking about shaking old habits and bad habits and creating new ones and all the things, having order takes planning. So to build new habits, you have to seek new interests, new hobbies, new experiences, new people, new surroundings, damn near. I just want to give you and be a gentle reminder that you can plan that out. Just like every other part of your day that you might plan out, what you might eat. Reality is everybody don't have, not even that they don't have, everyone is not taking their time out to plan, not even for themselves. So I just want to be that gentle reminder that just like you can add the invitations and plans and things to your calendar that revolve around everybody else, you got to do it for you. Open up Eventbrite, meetup.com, all of these different things. Follow your favorite city commercials, or excuse me, follow your favorite city promoters. I know that's a big deal. Everybody on TikTok, social media, Google, things to do. Search that in the search engines on the TikTok, Instagram, all of those things. We live in a world where people have made this a part of content creation. So there's always something going on, and there are always new groups and environments in search of new people to join them. So don't be afraid to go seek them. Maybe it's not this month, not in October. You could get ahead for next year. Even though I haven't started really thinking about next year purposely, I have not tried to, just because I just want to be more present right now. The world is constantly reminding us of something we need to do. We want to travel, all these things. I'm just trying to stay in the present. So right now, me being in the present means just focusing on October. But feel free to plan for November and December too. I know, the end of the year becomes, especially after October, it becomes all about family this, family that, family blues, family blah blah blah. Get your schedule and your calendar together for yourself. Bootsy, I'm recording, so not right now. Okay? Not right now. Cat wants some attention, but she's gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait, kitty. You need to plan the outings. Don't just wait. Now, there are some people I love to wait and see like what's gonna be going on. Community Keys, if you ever see this episode, boo, that's somebody I love to see what's going on in the city. There's another creator. I want to say her name is Bella Touche, Bella something. Beautiful black woman, red hair. But she also shares what's going on. There's like out and about Denver. There's so many pages to tune into on social media. If you're looking to visit or whatever. So I would just imagine that is for any city that you are in, there's something going on. But again, you have Eventbrite and all the other websites to get an idea of what's going on around you. Like people constantly ask, like, how do you find different stuff to like go different events to travel to or whatever? I mostly look at cities that I like to visit in a way. I think my search engine is kind of trained to show me things that are mostly not in Denver most of the time, but go out, look around, get familiar with those sites and see what's going on. Put it on your calendar, especially if you're a mother, a parent, whatever. We do so much planning for our kids, our children, and what their year, day, or whatever is going to be like. Don't forget about you. Don't forget about you. And I actually appreciate that I started the Artist Way journey to have that also gentle reminder from someone else, even though it's not verbally being said to me. Again, my algorithm is showing me people constantly living their lives. And we'll talk about that in Queen. In short, we need to decensor the damn phone so that we can find the joy in doing exactly what we're finding joy in watching other people do. Try new things out. Definitely try new things. I actually brought down something like I wanted to share. Of course, I love the art museum. I'm an artist. So the art museums are something I frequent. One of the things I've been trying to do when I go places nowadays, like believe it or not, I've done a lot of traveling, but I was never a souvenir girly. Now I've been starting to get souvenirs everywhere I go. Just because why not? So these are, you can't really see it, but these are from the Clifford Steele Art Museum. Love his work. But these postcards, I got them instead of posters too, because it's just more memorable. I actually want to put them up in my bathroom, in my bedroom, just by the thing, get them framed up real nicely. But explore and try new things. And one of those for me is like collecting more shit. Like I don't already collect a lot, but that, and I know like my son and his dad have been getting into fishing, so I try to do that a little bit with them, or watch the videos and stuff with them, get to know more information about that. Just trying new things this year, or what's coming up later this month for her. So, heck, I'm going to try to get into that. But in order to, the other thing I've been getting into is beat making, which has been really fun. And just like, I'm already a music head and naturally creative. So I'm not saying do those things. I'm not saying become a DJ, do all of that or anything. Try something new. Explore what is all around you. Also remember, be very intentional. I'm pretty sure I just said that, but if I didn't, be intentional with the things. Be intentional with the events that you're going to. You want to step outside of the box, but you don't want to step too outside of the box. I'm not saying don't do the things you're unfamiliar with, but if you know you don't want to do a lot of work, don't get into kayaking. Like if you know you don't want to have a lot expected of you, don't get into any new skills and hobbies knowing that you truly don't have the curiosity when it comes to that, because I do think that it just will not be fun if you don't have the curiosity for it. So be intentional with that. Also be intentional with the new connections that you make. Nothing is worse than like, it's one thing being new to something, but there's another thing being new to something, but also knowing that you had not one lick of interest in whatever it is. Be careful with that. What else I put down here? I wanted to touch on the topic of everybody getting bored with life almost as well. I feel like the reason we're getting bored is because we are losing the art of really connecting with the outside world and the people and beings that God put us here on this earth to connect with and the things to do. I'm sure it all starts by decentering that goddamn phone. Decentering the goddamn phone. We have too much access to people, places, and things virtually. Virtually, we can have whatever we like and want. And that just does not cut that doesn't cut it for that doesn't cut it for our human anatomy and all the things that again are part of a human being's everyday nature, maybe. And who knows, I could be completely wrong. All the that we got now that we don't need, we could have been fine as cave people. We would have made it work, you know? Our real connection and future is suffering because we hope that if we meet this type of people or groups of people online, we're going to be able to carry that into our outside world in real life, when all actuality, there's already people waiting for you to interact and connect with them. So don't get hung up on that, my love. Don't get hung. And lastly, observe your relationship with that goddamn phone. Observe it. Observe it. Stop taking it to the bathroom with you. Stop taking it on your walks. That is or has been my new game changer. Or if I have it on my walk, instead of listening to a book or music or YouTube videos or whatever, instead of listening to other people and their thoughts and then letting that linger in my head to think about topics, conversations, thoughts, and whatever, instead of doing that, how about silence? And it's not even quiet outside. You know, you hear the trees, you hear the things. Say hello to a stranger. Listen to the creek, listen to the water, listen to the breeze, just listen to the air around us blowing, flowing, and existing as we can do. That goddamn phone. Hey, I'm no better than anyone else because I am addicted. I'm working on my addiction to my phone. I'm 3 seconds away from ordering the lockbox that it's been in my cart for 2 weeks, max 2 weeks. I was asked, why do I think that I need a lockbox? I just think I need the lockbox, so it's not even an option. It's not an option from this time. I have the timers, I have the things. I got the do not disturb. I have all of that, but I'm just at a point where I don't even want my phone to be an option. And I know that a lot of people need that because we just need to get back in touch. Get back in touch with here, right here. Who am I right here? What I look like? What's going on? What do I want to do? What will we be doing? What's the plan? What's my plan for tomorrow? I just want to get more into this. I don't want to use Chat GPT to get ahead no more. I don't want to overuse my brain anymore. And that's what the phone does. The constant blue light, your eyes are just going like this the whole time. Your finger constantly scrolling, all of that. I'm not gonna wait until I'm 50 for the case study to come out and tell us the shit. I want to have the organization and discipline now, and we're just so attached. Since I was able to get a phone, I've just been attached. So observe your relationship with your device, baby. Observe it. See what you could do. Put it down, sit it down, and watch how much more your life thrives. Like, I do find every time I leave my phone at home for a walk, I talk to more people. I have like more random interaction, like random conversations with strangers. I less mind pollution. And by mind pollution, I mean, for instance, like last week, Cardi B and Nicki, that whole thing. Listen to the project. Project is alright. I don't know where stuff went left. We're not supposed to be on Twitter. What are y'all doing on Twitter? Either of them. You know, with the mass following, we're like, what are we doing on Twitter? All of these things that are at our fingertips to be distracted with is just insane. And we're already being fed the distractions. If you don't think that Cardi B and Nicki Minaj was meant to be a distraction last week, okay. The distractions are happening more frequently, but besides that, decenter that goddamn phone. And for me, decentering it, I'm just gonna be on my iPad more because I can be a little productive. It was in a drawer for a month, so I could be more productive. My MacBook, getting more acquainted with that, organizing the millions of pictures I got, doing all of these things. I think we just don't think about it, especially with the phone. It's like, does your phone not organize your pictures for it? Yeah, it do, but It doesn't make sense I got that much stuff on my phone, or that I feel, that's the other thing, feeling like I need to document life when I'm living it. I'm actively living it. Deactivated my Instagram, not the Soul and Grace one, but I barely post on there. As y'all know, I try to get the clips on there, but mostly TikTok or YouTube for that. I'm just decentering everything that has something to do with my phone, while also questioning, well, if I don't have it for that, how will I, Soul and Grace, how will I do that? But discipline. That's how. I want to be able to use my phone during whatever hours for whatever I need to use it for. And then for a big chunk of the day and before bed, I don't want nothing to do with it. Seems easy. Sounds easy. But you know what else is easier? Watching TikTok. Watching TikTok and my perfect algorithm about all the things wellness and Black women friendly. It's dangerous. It's very dangerous. Let's go ahead and get into Queen and close out this week's episode. So as we walk into the end of the show, there's actually clip that I would like to talk about. Normally Queen is the uplifting part of the show. I want to share this clip. It's still uplifting, but I want to close out the show with a very much gentle reminder of everything that y'all are using your search engine for, you already have within you. So let me go ahead and play this clip. And it's not a bad clip at all, but
somebody who is an avid YouTube watcher, in a lot of ways, I feel like YouTube is dying, and this is one. Everybody is in their winter arc era. I wanted to watch some vlogs, maybe some sit-down, head talking videos on the winter arc. So, of course, with everything, you got to search whatever you're looking for and add Black women at the end. Look at all of these thumbnails. Look at all these videos. There's no shade to these women, but they all look the same. And I'm so tired of shorts on YouTube. But every single last one of these look the exact same. Boom, I like to watch YouTube videos that are at least 30 minutes. They all look the same. The same font choices, the same collage layout, the same little cutouts with the white outline. Like, where is the creativity? All these videos look the exact same. None of these scream watch me. None of them. None of them.
So the reason I wanted to talk about this is because obviously either you're watching my show on YouTube or Spotify, not Apple. Most of my views come from Spotify directly. I have YouTube and I am consistent. I guess, like, if there's a new episode here, there's a new episode on YouTube. I have been at 6 I can't believe it. I have been at 6 subscribers on YouTube for a while. Of course, I will say that my consistency could be a little better, but of course I have a lot of episodes that you can get into. And at least for this year, I've kept my promise to myself that all of them will be visual episodes. There are views, right? I have not necessarily hit hundreds of views, thousands of views yet, but there are views. So, and you also can see like the RPM, all of those things. I can see that people are watching and playing the stuff all the way through. One of the things that I wanted to be very intentional on when I first started Soul and Grace is making sure that this has my soulful touch to it. I have been a fan of the YouTube, the OG YouTubers, the Aaliyah Face, the all of the girls, right? The main issue that I have with their audiences is a lot of really just YouTube for any vloggers. If you look in their comments, it is a lot of people who are dedicated to tuning in to this person's really to this character, because that's essentially what you are, or they are, because I don't want to say all podcasters and things are like that, but for me, Soul and Grace, this is me. I'm like this in person and offline. A lot of your lifestyle influencers are not necessarily like that in person. It is a job and it is how they do it. This creator saying, oh, I'm scrolling and everybody's thing looks the same, everybody talking about the same topics, all of the different things. That's the reason I created my show. I'm not saying it's the only one like that, but that was my sole motivation of having soul and grace, and making sure that soul and grace was original and it could not be duplicated. And when you look at, if you even think to compare soul and grace to someone else that might be talking about the same things that I'm doing, no one could ever say my stuff looks the same as someone else's stuff. Now, for these creators on YouTube that are doing this, it's mostly because with the way that the algorithm works, most people are clicking those videos. A lot of those women have been online for a while, or at least, in a while to me is like 2 to 3 years, because producing content for that long is a while. Like, that's a lot of content in a short but long amount of time. I would imagine me and thousands of other small creators saw that, and they're just like, flock to my, you want to hear a different perspective, you want to hear a different change of mind and opinion, like all the things, you want to see different thumbnails, you're gonna go have to see different content creators. Like that creator was saying, oh, I'm looking for winter art videos. Okay, now that you see that everybody in the same phase right now, and you've watched a million winter art videos, and maybe you've got some good knowledge and you've heard these people's opinions and you've heard why they are focusing on their winter art, how does that really benefit you? I feel like you can only watch so many videos. I'm sure you could even consider mine in that same category, but how many videos do you need to watch to get permission to live life and do life your own way? Right now, I'm very much convinced that everyone is, one, seeking out the information to learn about it, but two, to try to replicate what they see others doing. Now, the thing about all the OG YouTubers and stuff before everyone flocked over to TikTok is it very much was lifestyle, like routine lifestyle content. And the ladies weren't really showing us nothing but matcha, coffee, Pilates, yoga, shopping, home goods, TJ Maxx, Trader Joe's, dinner, fancy dinner, whatever dinner, food review, mukbang. We all do all of that. We already do that. You really don't need to see anyone do that, right? You don't need to see someone do that to give yourself permission, even to get ideas. Like, that's one thing. A lot of people are watching this content and just taking it in and just obsessing over the fact that, one, that creator has it or influencer has it and they don't have it, but also you're trying to figure out how can you duplicate what you're seeing somebody else do in their own life. And that's not good for us. It's not good for any of us. As we close out the show today, I just want to be of the verbal reminder that you don't need to watch another day in the life, another OOTD, or another matcha run, coffee run, TJ Maxx run, home goods run, grocery store. You don't need to watch any of that to get the confidence to live life the way you want to. You don't need another video for that. Also, seek other content creators. Yes, because I can pull up Canva and show you guys. It will recommend these similar themes for like the thumbnail. It's all the same, but you don't have to opt to use the same thing that you see someone else using because it's trending. When you get into the content creation space, I remember because this has been an on and off journey. I started off modeling and doing that for a while, and I never really wanted to go the influencer route. I am very much experience based. I like to buy stuff that I know is going to work, or I'm going to find out. I need to have my own experience with it. I've never really been influenced, and even as an entrepreneur having a retail store, I never wanted what people could find anywhere else. Find a Fashion Nova, find a Shein, find wherever. I never wanted that. You have to want that individuality for yourself as well, because if you do not, it's very easy to try to morph and begin to morph, and before you know, morphed into this person that's not even you, and then now you've built or what I've seen, you've built an audience. I've seen it with friends too that are in that route, because I have a lot of friends in LA that have taken that route. Once you have catered to an avatar that ain't you, there's no going back from that. Your audience don't understand it or understand the switch up, and now nobody longer relates with you. And I also think that's what happens when we are seeking answers and looking for more information on things. The reason why you're being fed 50 million of the same videos that look alike about the winter arc is because your algorithm has only seen you follow people that you want to be. It's not going to recommend you things that are encouraging you to do what's opposite of the crowd, if that makes sense. Every day you use your internet, you are training that AI on what to feed you. So check out other creators, check out the smaller creators. It's a lot of us that have good content and bring a new insight and a whole new perspective to the things that, or it's a lot of us under 100 subscribers that bring a lot of new flavor and flair to the content world, to like for what I'm doing, to the wellness and self-discovery concept and topic. Like there are so many of us that have so many good things to offer. Most importantly, remember you have so many good things to offer to the world and to the people around you. So don't cheat yourself being obsessed with a topic and being obsessed with a creator and how they reworked their life and restructured their routine and all the things, and now you're trying to shift into who they are. It's not gonna work. It's not healthy. And I just want to close out the show saying, don't be that person. Do not be that person. Stick with who you are. Try to only focus on who you are and where you want to be. Because when we focus on who we are and who we want to be, the only person that benefits from that is us. And again, I think there's just so much content out there that what happens is while you're trying to learn about the winter arc or the great lock-in or whatever, 75 hard or whatever, after a couple of videos, the mind is not thinking about how it benefits self or who I am and where I want to be in the goals. Like, we're not thinking after a couple of videos, it's like, well, how do I make this look like this in my life, in my world? We cannot do that. You can't do it. Whatever you're creating for yourself. So I just wanted to share that. Stop trying to recreate what you see. It's okay for you to go get the information and find out what these different things are, essentially trends and whatnot. I think at the end of the day, the creators mean no harm by it. Everybody has the same end all be all goal, and that is to help others. Help yourself by just doing what feels right for you and your world. Stop looking for others to teach you and show you how to live. Just like all the other things, what happens when the fillers do not work? What happens when all the things you've introduced to your life, you set up and watch, study, all those things, no longer fill your life? What comes after all the fillers no longer serve you? What comes after that? Change up your content, your surroundings, even the videos at some point. It's a part of the doom scrolling. I'm just telling you from personal experience what comes after all the fillers are gone. Change up your content to trick your mind so that it is easier for you to be like, oh, okay, I'm done looking at this after a while. I know it's very hard for me to stop doom scrolling when it comes to content that is made in my favor or like favors my timeline. I grew up watching so many different like I used to watch TLC, BC, like all of these different channels. That's where a lot of my creative interests and hobbies and things, that's where I gained the inspiration to do them or have an interest in them. I would imagine it's the same for y'all too. Just change it up. Find and establish what your own day in the life looks like. Because I guarantee you, it's not going to look like Aaliyah Faces. And if it look like Aaliyah Faces, you just, your day might be too simple. Quite honestly, it might be too simple. Aren't you tired of people telling you how to live? Aren't you tired of people showing you how to live? How about you show somebody how you live? Show somebody how you live. So they're inspired to live what is considered their best life. You ain't living their best life. You living your version of whatever your best life is. Don't forget that. Aren't you tired of watching everybody else live? And I know that a lot of you are, because when I go to comment sections, when it comes to like friendships and doing things and having new experiences, y'all are fed up. You're tired of tuning into content where other people are happy. That's why y'all commenting negative things. That's why y'all are tuned in and know every detail to the Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. Y'all know everything but the shit that pertains to self. Let's get better at that. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Soulandgrace podcast. I'm your host, Danielle. And I don't know if I said that before, but yeah, I'm your host, Danielle. And I will see you next week. Bye.